IHMS. Assalamu alaikum, welcome to the program. I'm your host, Iman Jami, and today we have a very special guest, Abdusamad Sharif, who is the CEO of Easy Entry Group. And today he's going to talk to us about this organization, and he's also an MBA candidate for Harvard Business School. Welcome to IHMS, Abdusamad.
Thank you for having me, Iman. It's such a pleasure to be here today. And I'd love to talk to you about my organization. So a couple of years ago, I actually started Easy Entry Group on a mission to provide informational and educational equity to marginalized communities and minorities. And in this country, we are promised that it's the land of opportunity. And I feel like, though, unfortunately, it's more relayed in speech and not conveyed through action. So I started this organization as a way to provide educational equity to minorities in order to increase their generational wealth capacity.
So that's great. So is this a nonprofit organization, Abdusamad?
Yeah, it's a nonprofit organization initiated through my own experiences, things that I've seen in society, but also leveraged through data that I've accumulated. So if you look at the data, unfortunately, there are about 40 million students who are trying to advance in their careers, and approximately less than 1% actually make it to senior executive positions, which, as you can see, is a non-equitable outcome for minorities in this country. And if you look at the data even further, at a more granular detail, you can see that we have not that many people actually enrolling into colleges, and about less than 50% of minority students who enroll into colleges actually graduate with a degree. In addition, if you look at the data even more, you can see that many minorities are not trying to advance their careers through master level education, and less than 8% of those who are in MBA programs are minorities. Unfortunately, I looked at the data as well at Harvard Business School, and it's actually less than 5% of the class is comprised of minority students. So to make sure that we have more equitable outcomes for our people, I want to start this nonprofit organization to help them really internalize a plan, provide them a guided playbook with a lot of resources that can help them advance their careers and really generate that generational wealth for themselves and their families.
I mean, wow, I'm actually very impressed with what you've been able to accomplish. Now, speaking of minorities, us being Hararis, we're considered minorities. So yeah. How is this going to help your fellow Hararis attain any of the scholarships that may be available to them?
Yeah, so one of the big initiatives that we're developing this year at Easy Entry Group is a scholarship fund through contributions from leaders, universities, and just friends in the community. So I definitely urge everybody to donate on our donation page at www.easyentrygroup.com. We have a donations link there. We'll be aggregating donations and actually contributing it to a scholarship fund. And I really want to open up the wealth of resources that I've accumulated over the past couple of years through several professional development programs that I've been in. I've actually been on one professional development program that was open to approximately 200 minority students across the nation, developed really great connections with senior executives and recruiters, and they're looking to really hire diverse candidates, especially now that we have a lot of traction with the Black Lives Matter movement. I really want to open up the enormous amount of resources that I have at my disposal to the Harari community, because I know deep down that I wouldn't be in this position without the community that's helped me come to this point. And the Harari community is very near and dear to my heart. It's definitely helped me during the times of growth that I've had. And so I really want to open it up to the Harari community first, and then open it up to the broader minority community.
So that's awesome. So is this a new organization, or is this something that is it like a grassroots organization, or is it something that's been up and running for a couple of years now?
Yeah, it's been running at a smaller capacity for a couple of years now, just helping people with uh, just a guided playbook on how they can advance their careers, how can they get to that next position, because there's a wealth of information, but it's very secluded. It's not really brought towards minorities, and I feel like since we don't have anybody in really high positions, we can't really connect with anybody. There's nobody to tell us how to get to a certain point. And I've had the privilege of connecting with great mentors, connecting with great senior execs, and being in development programs that have really helped me advance my career. And I've just aggregated these resources and now trying to expand through partnerships. So now that we have a lot of trajectory and upward momentum with the Black Lives Matter movement, I've been able to gain partnerships with a lot of top universities who are looking to recruit diverse candidates, and even offer fellowships and scholarship opportunities within their universities, connecting with companies in different industries, whether it be finance, technology, consulting, and they're also open to providing scholarship opportunities for students to help finance their degrees and then bring them on for training and development programs to advance their careers. So now that we have a lot more traction, I'm able to develop more partnerships and develop even greater resources for the Harari community.
Honestly, this is really fantastic, and I really wish there was something like this available when I was in school, because I definitely could have used the connections and the resources. So I'm very proud that you're starting this. But a quick question, like, as you know, the Harari community is or the diaspora is pretty much diversified across the world. And
Yeah.
I just want to know, is this available? Are these scholarships and grants available to everybody, or is it just based in the United States?
Yeah. So this scholarship fund that I'm creating personally through donations from friends, leaders, and other universities would be issued to anybody throughout the world. And the partnerships that I'm developing with universities right now are local to the United States, but I do hope to expand it out to possibly Canada and the rest of the world as well, as we continue to grow and expand. It's just initially just the resources we have at our disposal right now, but the scholarship fund that I hope that I'm able to gather a lot of contributions for would be issued to the Harari community, not just in the United States, but throughout the whole world.
Well, that's great news for all of our listeners and those who watch us, because I'm sure everybody has children or knows somebody who's going into a program or a postgraduate degree. Now, does this help out? Is it just for postgraduate work, or is it for, like, if you want to do your doctorate or your master's? Or
Yeah. So like I mentioned before, I think there are three key pillars we need to focus on. And what we focus on in Easy Entry Group is undergraduate admissions, right? Just to increase the number of high school students who are minorities who attend college. Like I mentioned before, less than 40% of students who are minorities actually matriculate into college, an undergraduate institution, and less than 50% are able to complete their degree. And I don't think it's a lack of motivation to complete their degree or a lack of motivation to go into college, but it's more so lacking the financial means, because college is a very expensive expense in this country. It's very, very expensive to attend. And a lot of the times we don't have the financial means to attend. In addition, we don't have mentorship or guidance to help us get to the next points of our career. And so when we struggle, it's very hard to pick ourselves back up, especially because a lot of the career just landscape is very, very ambiguous, and it's hard to really navigate for the first time. So I think mentorship is key. So we provide scholarship opportunities, mentorship, a dedicated career coach, and now we're expanding, opening up to admissions committees to help, give minorities the tips and tricks on how to create a successful application for colleges. And we're doing this on the undergraduate admissions route, but we're also doing this for the MBA program route because, like I mentioned before, if you look at the MBA class and the MBA degree, I feel is vital for vital to attain leadership skills in their corporate setting. You're looked more as a leader if you have an MBA degree and you're able to understand business and really talk the language of business with an MBA degree. So we're really looking to provide scholarship opportunities, guidance, open it up to admissions committees to help, give students the little tips and tricks to create a successful application. We also have coaches for application review, and we have free resources for standardized test prep, whether that be for the SAT, GRE, or GMAT as well. So we're really focusing on both those verticals as well as internship and full-time job opportunities for entry-level roles to help people get the entry-level position that they want and help mentor students who are looking to just advance their careers, because business, it can be a really great way to increase the wealth of yourself and your family, and getting a really great position, especially now that we're going increasingly digital. There's a lot of opportunities for students to make an impact across various companies, across various functional roles. So we really want to make sure that our people have an equitable chance in being in those roles and attaining those positions, and really just try to provide transparent processes for those students, because it can be a very hard journey to graduate and to get the role of your dreams. So at Easy Entry Group, we really want to focus in on that, gaining an admission into the school and role of your dreams. It shouldn't be hard, it should be easy. And so that's why we started Easy Entry Group.
Oh, that's awesome. So one thing I know about schools in the United States is that they can be very expensive, like you mentioned. But now, due to COVID-19, and even for yourself, you're going to be attending Harvard Business School starting in the fall in a couple of weeks online. So how does that change the dynamic in terms of the cost of education? Because now schools are thinking that they may have to lower tuition because there'll be no need for classroom settings and supplies and things of that nature. So how is that going to affect or impact Easy Entry Group?
Yeah. So just talking to some schools, we actually found out that tuition would be actually priced the same, even through COVID times, but in a virtual setting, right? You wouldn't have to pay for housing, so that would be the cost that you're saving on. But we also found out that really navigating your school's resources to get the career of your dreams is going to be more difficult, just because you don't have that on-presence campus experience. And so recruiting is definitely going to be a struggle for students in a virtual capacity. So we've been thinking of ways on how we can really, in a virtual setting, really improve career recruiting, the career recruiting landscape. So what we're doing right now is currently developing relationships and partnerships with top universities and also entrepreneurs and people who've been successful in their roles. And they've offered actually their time to really showcase their journeys with the students and our fellows right now in the program at Easy Entry Group. And we really want to open these opportunities also to the Harari community first. They can ask any questions they want to these these entrepreneurs, these people who've been successful in their careers in finance, technology, consulting. Also, we're opening it up to admissions committees, the head of top schools, currently forming relationships as well with the MIT Masters of Business Analytics program. So just having the head of the admissions committee give little tips and tricks on how to create successful applications and doing application reviews online, connecting students with recruiters who just will give the inside scoop on how to create a successful application for their company or for a specific role. So we're trying to connect and use technology as a platform to really connect more students and just really provide more helpful advice at a larger scale.
I mean, that's honestly, that's all very, very good news. So once a person decides to join Easy Entry Group, are there any fees associated with it?
No, it's 100% complimentary. So nonprofit will be just collecting funds. So please, I would ask that, you just ask leaders, universities, friends in your community to just contribute to our funds. Most of it will be going to a scholarship fund for our students and also business development activities to really persuade partners to come on board, whether that be top schools and head of admissions committees or top companies and recruiters who can join our platform and give career advice. When you join, you will be matched with a dedicated career coach that can guide you on your journey based on their expertise and what you want to do. So you will be able to form a relationship and really go, form your journey and your plan and your guided playbook to really achieve success and get into the school or full-time opportunity or internship of your dreams.
Honestly, I'm really happy that we got a chance to talk, and this comes just in the nick of time. Have you heard on July 25th, actually, maybe you can join the Zoom meeting and just see what they're doing, but they're having the International Harari mass graduation ceremony. It's online. Have you heard of that? It's happening on July 25th.
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, it's going to be through Zoom, obviously, because of COVID. But they're trying to celebrate everyone who is graduating, but unfortunately cannot have an in-person graduation. So they asked for all Hararis, this is months ago, they planned it, and they asked for everyone who had someone who's graduating, whether it was high school or graduate school or postgraduate master's, whatever it may be. And they're going to have a ceremony for them online.
Okay.
It's going to be celebrated just to make them feel like they've accomplished something. So actually, had I known about this earlier, this would have been a great opportunity for you to market Easy Entry Group.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll send you the link, and anyone can join. It's through Zoom, and it's actually a great platform for people to feel like they've accomplished something. And I feel like this ties into that. So it's July 25th. It's going to be on Zoom. And if you're free, I'll send you the information. Maybe you can go and join it, and you can probably connect with people there who would be willing to take you up on some of the services that you have to offer.
For sure. Yeah, I love that. And thank you for telling me about that event coming up. We actually have one event of our own that's upcoming actually next month. And I really want to invite those in the Harari community to register first, since I don't think we'll have a capacity for this event, but definitely want to provide the information to you guys all first. So on August 16th at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time, we'll be having one of our first fireside chats. And so we'll be having also a distinguished speaker series. Like I mentioned before, top entrepreneurs will be coming, top just people who've been successful in their roles, and also head of admissions committees will be detailing what makes a successful application. And so for our first one on August 16th, we'll be inviting Mr. Tristan Francis to attend, and you'll be able to have the ability to ask him any questions pertaining to his experience. He's been very successful in his role. He attended the University of Pennsylvania and graduated with a bachelor's degree in finance, and was elected as the president of the Black Wharton Undergraduate Association. During his undergraduate years, he completed internships at Google and Morgan Stanley.
Okay.
And he actually went to Morgan Stanley full time. And after completing some roles in investment banking, he actually was admitted to Harvard Business School and was elected as the president of the whole student body, graduated in 2019, and has a wealth of international experience, and is currently in Singapore as a consultant for BCG and has graciously gave up his time to really answer any questions that students have pertaining to his experiences. So if you're interested in Google technology, if you're interested in Morgan Stanley or Goldman Sachs or investment banking, or if you're interested in just having international experience consulting, interested in possibly working in Asia or developing economies, I think this would be the perfect fireside chat for you. So I'll send over the registration link. Maybe we can include it in maybe the description of this video, and hopefully we'll have a lot of students from the Harari community to come and ask questions pertaining to his experience, and maybe it can be a useful connection down the line.
Absolutely. It's all about networking, and because we're a very small community, I really appreciate, anybody who's out there trying to network and make sure that we're not forgotten, or that there aren't opportunities that we miss because we're just not aware of it. So I think this interview was very important. I think Easy Entry Group is a very, very also a very, very important nonprofit organization that a lot of people need to know about, because like I said, a lot of people who watch the show either have children or know somebody who's either graduating or about to graduate. And I think if you attend this Harari online mass graduation on July 25th, I think it should be something that maybe if you send us the flyer, we'll help promote your event as well in August. And I think this could be just a platform for people to connect and just learn about what's available to them. So Abdusamad Sharif, it was a pleasure talking to you. And honestly, I'm in awe. I wish there was more young people who were willing and able to do stuff for their community. I'm thankful that you're opening this up for young Hararis first. And we will go ahead and post the information so that more people are made aware of this. And thank you for joining us. Do you have anything else you'd like to say?
No, of course, my pleasure. And I guess, if anybody is hearing about this initiative for the first time, Easy Entry Group, and wants to help out, always looking for people who are willing to help support the initiative as well. We can talk on a personal basis. Feel free to reach out to me on my LinkedIn or by email. It's info@easyentrygroup.com. And we also have a social media page, which is just simply @easyentrygroup. And if you have any feedback or advice you want to give me too, I'm always receptive of feedback. So we'll definitely take that graciously as well.
Thank you very much. So you heard it first. Contact Abdusamad Sharif for any inquiries. He's the CEO of Easy Entry Group. And I appreciate anyone who's willing to help their fellow Hararis. Abdusamad Sharif, thank you so much for joining IHMS.
Thank you, Iman, and thank you for giving me this platform to share Easy Entry Group. I'm really excited about the changes we'll be making in the near future, and hopefully we can get a lot of Hararis on board and hopefully have more equitable outcomes for our people.
Thank you. IHMS.